Hello everyone, and welcome to our Kyma community meetup. We have a special meetup today. We have a couple of people coming from outside of the team presenting their projects. Pavel Koliskins. I practiced and I didn't manage. Okay, Pavel Koliskins. Pavel Zunda. Okay, from Pearl Technologies. They are going to show us their projects and how they are using Kyma for their team and for their product that is going to launch very soon, right?
Yeah, so it's an ongoing process now, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have, if the time allows, we will have a demo, a very interesting demo from Piotr, regarding the local installation of Kyma using K3s, which is something that we are working lately a lot in the optimization of the installation process. And this could be an interesting way to install it on a local machine or on a lightweight version of it. So let's not keep everyone waiting. This is the agenda, and I give now Pavel the demo, the screen sharing to you.
Thank you.
And perfect. So let's see what we have. Thank you.
This is the screen, right? So the presentation.
You see the screen?
So yeah, hello everyone. It's a big pleasure and honor being here. Basically my name is Pavels. I'm coming from Pearl Group, and I work as a SAP C4HANA solution architect. And today I also have a colleague with me, Pauls.
Yeah, I'm Pauls. Yeah, I'm more a technical guy regarding the SAP commerce integrations and Kyma development side for it.
So essentially, we prepared a few slides, so we just wanted to give some baseline about our company, about our product, and then dive more deep how we actually use Kyma and share actually our experience and also show the demo. So hopefully demo will work fine. So yeah, basically we are Pearl, so we are SAP Platinum partner, and in addition we have also partnership with AWS and Azure. We actually have 6 offices in 5 countries. So we have 2 offices in Norway, 1 office in Sweden, office in Latvia, Ukraine, and Singapore. So we are around 190 employees at the moment, and our core competence essentially is S4HANA projects. It's C4HANA, so it's commerce, marketing, sales, and service. And in addition, we also do like analytics and integration projects, and of course also basis operations on top of that. And when it comes to our strategy, so of course we always like aim to do and take total responsibility towards our customers, and also we are striving having a long-term partnership with our customers. So yeah, being said that, so again, our like key focus, what we work on is S4HANA. So we started a migration project a long time ago when just S4HANA release. So we've been one of the first ones actually in Europe doing such kind of projects. And yeah, C4HANA is also a big thing. So especially the commerce and marketing cloud, this is where we focus on. Yes, but of course, yeah, SAP is one thing, but actually what we did recently, we partnered up with another Norwegian company called Sansin, and we started to build additional products, not on top of SAP, but additional products which could extend SAP portfolio essentially. And we branded under CXify suite basically. So we are actually working in 4 directions. So we have our own like recommendation engine. We have the add-on for Apache Solr, which brings like semantic search, personalization, and enhanced analytics. And then we have the loyalty product, and we also working with the data and analytics area basically. And I'll a bit stop by loyalty product, because essentially this is a product we use to integrate with Kyma. So I'll just briefly tell what it is. So essentially, if your enterprise is looking into implementing some loyalty program, so that would be the product we would suggest. It actually has like a flexible rule engine where you can define different like loyalty rules, how much loyalty points by buying this product within this shop, within this store, things like that. So of course you can configure different account level and tier levels. And yeah, of course, as being a SAP partner, we want to integrate all the products with SAP. So this is what we also did here. And yeah, this is just a short insight how it visually looks. So if you're familiar with SAP, it also uses like SAP UI5. So it also pretty similar to all SAP like look and feel products essentially. Yes, and maybe just yeah, giving a short background how we ended up actually being here. Essentially, yeah, as mentioned, we have of course our loyalty product, and basically in the beginning, being as SAP partners, we wanted to connect it, of course, to main SAP products such as SAP Commerce. So we started by building an add-on extensions on SAP Commerce to like replicate all master data and transaction data to the loyalty product. And when this was done, we thought, okay, so what else do we need? We need, of course, our customers to be able to like enroll, exit from loyalty program, see their point balance, see their transaction. And of course, the perfect use case for that would be to build like an add-on on Spartacus, so which is a SAP commerce storefront, right? So this is what we did as a next step. And we were very close on starting and building direct integration with marketing. But we realized that there is a Kyma product essentially, and maybe instead of building direct one-to-one connections between our product and all SAP products, maybe instead for us would be better to actually connect our loyalty product with Kyma, and then use the power of like lambdas of Kyma runtime to extend actually all these business processes and connect other SAP products from Kyma side. So this is actually how we get there. So we actually stopped the initiative of doing like direct integration at the moment, and instead we built the Kyma connector on our loyalty product, where we actually implemented the system pairing to Kyma, and we also exchange event and API metadata basically. Yeah, and sorry, I forgot to mention, if you have any questions, just please stop us at any time and just raise your question, so that's okay to do it that way. So what we actually did, so yeah, first of all, our integration now supports Kyma 1.13 version, and it's kind of pretty similar as it's done on SAP Commerce, like one-click integration. So we call it in the same way. So essentially, yeah, you just copy like the connection string, the token, and to our loyalty product, and then the system does it like all automatically. And then we exchange asynchronous API. So from asynchronous API today, we support actually 4 types of events. So that's new loyalty customer registration. So when customer registers in the loyalty system, we get an event to Kyma. It's customer unregistration from the loyalty program. It's any type of membership activity which might happen, and that's also the tier level upgrade event. So when customer changes the event, for example, from silver to gold, then the event will be sent out to Kyma basically. And from Open API perspective, yeah, we also support several Open API APIs, essentially possibility to enroll or unregister customer from the loyalty program. It's of course getting all customer details, such as basic information, the point history, point balance, and also a possibility to publish essentially any membership activity, like which could give extra point or essentially redeem extra points basically. And maybe, Pavels, you can do some more technical view on what was done.
Yeah, so before I dig into these code snippets or GraphQL snippets, I want to tell that we mostly are coming from this Java Spring-based background, so meaning that we didn't have much of experience regarding these Kubernetes and all that. So having this successfully implemented means that at least encourages other actually from any background to try and set up this schema with their systems. So that's what we did. We had the Spring Boot based application, which is this say XFI solution based on, and we just yeah, this is just going through these tutorials or step given in the Kyma documentation. And although if you see the step 2 And step 4 in the Kyma documentation is written using the OpenSSL toolkit. We basically replicated that idea in the Java, and that's how it works. In the first step, we just get this signing request for the certificates, and we do it in the Java. We create this certificate signing request, and we just push it or ask Kyma for them to sign it, and we receive these certificates in step number 4, which we then later use for oncoming communications. And what we also on top of that have is that we have this job which renews these certificates, because they do outdate after some time. And that's step 1. And the step 2 of our one-click integration, so to say, is that we add a package. I know that you can do it in one mutation, add API and event definitions in one, but we opted for these separate steps. And here we have we use loyalty package by default, and we also give these username and passwords, as you see in a default instance authentication, which is generated on the fly. And for each package, there will be different authentication. What we did want to utilize was this instance auth request input schema. We know, or I think we understood the idea behind it, but unfortunately, I didn't see any examples of it. So for now, it's how it is. But for future, it would be great to have this per instance use. And then next slide. Yeah, as step 3 is the API definitions and event definitions. And this is, we just add our APIs and event to this loyalty package. So this is, we're also not sure if that's the best case scenario to put API and event definitions in the same package. So maybe by separating them, there's some maybe better or logical improvements on that. So and that worked. Yeah, that's our basic integration with the Kyma, and so as I said, so if it's possible to do from Java-based background without prior Kubernetes knowledge, I bet that anyone from any background could do that.
Yes, and yeah, just maybe to give also one extra slide on what we did on top within this product. So as mentioned, we essentially connected in the beginning SAP Commerce Cloud and Spartacus storefront. So the direct interface integrations actually cover the master data, customer product category replication. It's possible to register from the loyalty program, send purchase activities, view membership details and loyalty points, and also actually redeem the loyalty points to vouchers. So yeah, this was like in short on what we did in a theoretical level. So we were actually prepared also one demonstration use case. So if you don't mind, we could proceed with that, unless there are any questions so far for anyone.
Well, let's try to put the questions at the end, Pavels, and then so we can, give you enough time to cover the demo.
So yeah, as mentioned, we didn't really connect Marketing Cloud directly. So we went in the direction where we plugged everything to Kyma, and but still we see a lot of use cases where we will need to connect our loyalty product with Marketing Cloud. So essentially, as a proof for ourselves that this was a wise way to go, so we actually have, I mean, quite probably good use case as we think at least. So essentially, the use case we are covering here is the customer who registers in the loyalty program. We actually want to give a special incentive to that customer. So after a customer enrolls in the loyalty program, we want to give additional discount on the commerce in terms of the coupon. And then we also want to send this information like a welcome letter and send that coupon details actually as an email to the customer, just saying, thank you, welcome. and here's your coupon code you could redeem. So how we actually achieve that is that, of course, since we have our loyalty product in Kyma connected, we are getting some events. So we are actually plugging onto the membership registration event, and then we are creating our Lambda function in the Kyma. So when we get this event, we are basically reading the customer details from the loyalty system. So we need to get the email and then another customer details. And of course, when we have it, the first thing we will do, we will assign the coupon to that customer account in the Commerce Cloud. So Commerce Cloud has this personalized coupon capability. So we have the coupon which will be linked to that account, and customer could see it in My Pages basically. And as a next step, we will need to submit an interaction, loyalty program registration interaction to Marketing Cloud, which in turn has a predefined campaign, a trigger-based campaign, which will already send a personalized email to the customer. So in this case, yeah, we actually will achieve this customization without touching any of the systems actually directly. So we will do it side by side, extensibility way, so to say.
Perfect.
So now I'll try to go to demo. So yeah, hopefully everything works fine. We did kind of a dry run, but you always know how it is, right? When the demo starts. So yeah, I'm actually at my our CXify suite. I'm on the Spartacus storefront. I guess some of you might have seen it before. So the first thing I'll do, I'll essentially log in as a customer. So I have a customer account already pre-created. And yeah, after logging in, essentially, I will see different My Pages. I can first go in the coupons just to see that I don't actually have any coupons assigned to my account. And then I will go to our loyalty add-on, which we enabled. And this suggests me to enroll into our CXify Apparel Norway program. So as soon as I trigger the enrollment process, what will happen, the essential loyalty system will receive a loyalty registration event through direct integration, and then loyalty system will trigger event to Kyma, and then all the Lambda function will process. So what I will do, I will open also my SSH, which is connected to the Kyma cluster, and I'm now actually looking for my Lambda function to see what's inside of that. So I'll just go to that, and then I'm enrolling. Yeah, okay, I'm enrolling. And somehow I didn't get actually any events. Voila.
Can I ask what version of Kyma are you guys using now?
This is 1.13 at the moment.
Okay. Actually, there's a very nice logging view inside of Kyma in the Lambda directly if you guys have it. So you don't have to use the terminal. You can see the logs directly there.
Yeah. But we are using.
Okay.
What we are using this Amazon local setup.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got it.
So just to be very limited on resources, we basically cut off all the non-mandatory things. But we had it for a while, but we were deploying a lot of namespaces, lambdas, and it consumed available resources. So we just
well, this goes very well hand in hand with the PB's demonstration. So we are trying to make it slimmer for running on a laptop. So that's why K3S will come in, and also you will be able to in the future just choose a couple of features that you only need for a local development. So then hopefully you guys don't have to do these hacks to. Okay, cool. So we see the event.
Yeah, actually now it worked. I don't know why the first one didn't work, but as you can see now we received essentially the event, and essential Lambda function has received that. I'm enrolled. I will go to coupons, and allegedly, I'm now seeing actually my coupon account available here. And as a next step, I'll just also go to our Marketing Cloud system. I will try to see the contacts. And when I go to the contacts, I will find my contact with which I'm logged in, and allegedly, we should see a loyalty program registration event, which is also here. So what will happen next step? Marketing system will process that event and will send out email. It might take a few moments. Maybe before we are waiting for this, we can go directly into Kyma and we can show actually our Lambda function and how it looks. Yeah, so we have our CXify namespace available, and what we did, we actually plugged in the service catalog two applications. So we plugged our CXify application. This is our like custom connector, which we did, and then we plugged the standard SAP Commerce application, which we also run like side by side. And under the Lambda function, basically, we have our. And we need to allocate more resources apparently. We are running our CXify loyalty Lambda function, which essentially what it does, it essentially receives this event. So this is the log we actually saw. And then what we are doing, yeah, as mentioned, we are getting that customer ID, which is sent out with that Lambda function. We are calling a loyalty endpoint to get the customer details. So essentially, we are interested in the email. So we are getting the email of the customer account back. And yeah, then we are calling some OData services to assign the coupon to the in the CCV2 to the customer commerce cloud to that email account essentially. So this is what actually was triggered. And as a next step, we have two requests actually to marketing systems. So one, we need to get some XSRF token and some cookie data, which is a must to pass in the post request. So we're just doing one GET request to get the token and the cookie details, and then we're just essentially populating this interaction data. So we are feeding that customer email address, we are sending a lawyer registration event, and yeah, basically that's it. Then we are submitting that, and the Lambda function essentially is over. So
but this part at the end, because you guys didn't make the integration with Marketing Cloud, right? The whole
yeah, we didn't do it
manually.
So one option would be, of course, that we would like directly plug CXify loyalty to Marketing Cloud. But again, if you look at from our side, we also start to think now, then we might also want to plug it to Sales or Service Cloud in addition. And maybe then it's better, like, you know, to have this connector to Kyma, and then you could easily plug more systems. And maybe customers have their own in-house system, which again brings this kind of agility for us. So I think the email was actually sent. So I will just show once again, refresh my contact. I think it's caching up. I need to go to other one. Yeah, as you can see, we got second interaction, which is email. So it means that the campaign was actually triggered. And if I go to my essentially Gmail account, I see I got some welcome to CXify loyalty email, which again is personalized email, which includes my name, surname, and also includes the loyalty code, which I could then consume in the Commerce Cloud. So if I'm basically going back to the Commerce Cloud, I'm starting buying some stuff, for example, I essentially add item to cart. And if I go to the checkout, yeah, sorry, not to checkout, but to cart, it essentially should be able to consume that loyalty coupon code basically here and finalize the order. So this is what we also see under the coupons here. So the coupon has been assigned basically.
Cool. Full integration looks nice. Full circle. Looks good. So should we start with the questions, or you guys are ready with the demo?
Yeah, I think so. It's just wanted maybe to show this one part, so which I showed on the slides already. So this is our package. So these are 4 events which we are supporting with some demo payload which we have here. So I think we received customer register event. So yeah, it's this one basically. And then we have also this open APIs which essentially allow basically to see loyalty point, to see point balance, to get customer detail and register membership activities. Yes, I think that's more or less right all, Pavels, from our demo, at least what we wanted to show. So yeah, we are open for questions and hopefully we'll be able to answer them.
Yeah, we already have some positive chat. People sending congrats and looking good. I guess mostly you already talked with some of our colleagues, with Marco for sure. We do have one question already from John. Basically says congratulations, looks good. He asked about the one-click integration with Kyma, if it's Java based, and if it can be easily used by other Java applications. You showed us at the beginning the
well, it's integrated in our code, but of course that could be exported as an library that would basically help you to do that. So that is reusable code, yeah, of course.
So we have, yeah, basically Java classes within, so CXFL load is built, as Paul's mentioned, on Java Spring Boot. So we have some essentially Java classes implementing everything which is mentioned here. So yeah, I guess it's reusable in that sense.
Yeah.
Cool. I think we also have some projects somewhere that we wanted to open up regarding exposing some of those, you know, as Java classes that somebody else can use it. Maybe we can pick it up from the shelf. Cool. Let's see if there are any other questions. Nothing in the chat.
I can have.
Yeah.
So I've seen that you use this CSRF token. As far as I remember, we had some integration that is able to do that automatically. So you do not need to have that token handling manual one. Have you checked that with the possibility, or is missing on the registration with the marketing? Yeah. So this, I think the application gateway from application connector supports that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the question is if you are not aware that it's there, or it didn't work, or
it might be that we actually, to be honest, we didn't maybe dig too much into that, right? We wanted to get the scenario working, and we saw that we need that proposed, but we could share some documentation. I think we could improve, because minimize from 2 to 1 calls, that would be very beneficial, of course.
Yeah, I think that we have that support, but yeah, maybe I will send you the documentation afterwards. So
integration, I think it was created from time ago, from 1.9, I presume, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's was changed, or maybe I have missed it. Yeah.
I have other question. Yeah, so you embedded Compass in Kyma, so you run it on with the Compass deployed in your Kyma runtime. Yeah, and you use completely open source for that, or for this part. I'm just So how do you like this deployment with Compass and all this cooperation with Compass? It was clear how to do that. I think you are the first one who is deploying the Compass together with Kyma in open source.
There were this application connector which we touched initially, but not in a big scale, and we saw that the Kyma is moving towards the Compass direction, and at least it was written that the connector was to be deprecated soon. So up on board already, or in early stage, to use Compass, and I think it's worked pretty well for us. And this, on me personally, I personally really like is this GraphQL director, which Compass has on this gateway, and which helped us a lot in regarding of implementing these packages, these connections and API definitions. So for me personally, there was no problem in using Compass, and it worked out really well.
Additional question. So you mentioned something when you registered this credential, this basic credentials to your packages, that you expected that you would. So there was something missing, that you wanted to have it per instance, or can you clarify? Because maybe I didn't listen carefully enough.
Yeah, because we saw, or at least we had some hints from one of Jamie, one of our 4 guys, that this could be actually used, and I think to have new credentials whenever a new instance for this package is created, and we have per package, and we also wanted to have these credentials per instance, and we see this schema, basically empty object, and I'm kind of lost how to proceed from that. So that's when I'm telling maybe some example or input for this schema would be a great help for us.
And I can comment that as well, because I will have one question and comment about what you ask about the packages, how to organize APIs and events.
Yeah, exactly.
When PB will finish your questions, I can.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that PK actually, yeah, so Piotr Bochynski that started. Yeah, so I think he and his team implemented the flow with adding these credentials. I do not know how we can do that with yeah, easily right now. Probably it's possible, yeah, to do that per instance already. Yeah, so
yeah, then maybe I will comment. I will try to answer your first question about how to organize APIs across packages.
Yeah.
There is one feature with packages that when you will bind many APIs inside one package, when you will provision the instance, you will get one credential to reach all of them. That means if your APIs are designed that they could work with one credential, then it's the way to package them together. If they need the separate authentication types, credentials, then you need to create separate packages. That means one API per package. From the eventing point of view, it doesn't matter. It's just a group of APIs, but it's related to the APIs when you will need to reach the credential. But more or less, when you will create the service instance and activate 10 APIs, you will have one binding, right, with 10 URLs to different services, but with the same credential, right? Then that's the answer about that. And about those credentials, yes, exactly. They are when you will. We have such a feature in the packages which is called default instance auth. And when you will provide that thing, that means all of the service instances will get copy of that credentials. That means they are the same. If you will leave default instance auth empty, then application or user needs to provide credentials. That means in your application, when it's paired, you can add such a thing that you will monitor those auth instances requests in the package, and then your application could provide one by one new credential. And then in the service catalog, you will see, okay, in progress, okay, it's done, created. When you will delete the service instance, it will delete the, it will set the auth instance to a status to be deleted, and your application should remove the credential on the application side, right? And more or less that flow is already there. You could just use it, right, in the application. Then you have that feature, what you said, that you want to have credentials per service instance.
And this, and whenever we provision this new instance, that means that there's some call to our servers, right?
Right now there is. Right now you just have the option to pull information from the application point of view from Compass. There is some ideas about the push mechanism. That when you will register application, you can add the callback URL and you will call you with some action you need to do, but it's not implemented yet, but still you can use it. And the last sentence I wanted to add about that service instance has one credential, and when you create service bindings, then it's a copy of that credential, right? If you want to have new credentials, you need to create new service instance.
Okay, yeah.
Well, guys, this will be recorded, so I guess you know you can go back. PK had a lot of recommendations.
Yeah, so but this is why I asked this question, because I think that this is already implemented and you can use that. So it's more a matter of removing this default instance auth from this payload and monitoring the packages actually auth instances in your application, and then you can provide new credentials per instance. Yeah.
And in the next sprint, I think when you'll use 1.14. the Compass UI will already have those options that you can set default instance to none. You can set default instance auth when credential is none. That means all of them will be, if you have some, I don't know, demo APIs without any authentications needed, it will be the option to do that. And we will add to the UI much more tooltips. And that's, yeah, if you will do that, that means that, and so on. And that will be self-explanatory in the UI itself, right?
So yeah,
play with that, and you can always back to me. And
so we promised you 2 enhancements. Yeah, so you can have credentials per instance, and you can have CSRF token handling also, so you can simplify the code.
That would be very nice. Thank you.
An additional question: how did you install Compass? You did it with the Kyma installer, or you installed it as a separate instance?
We run the installer basically, and it we have these override files which we just appended Compass to this installation package, and it's installed together.
Okay, because lately we removed Compass experiment module from the Kyma itself, but you can go to the Compass repository and there is the installation with those overrides and so on. That we a bit separate those two things, and it works that there are two installers right now: Kyma installer, Kyma runtime installer, and Compass installer. Right? Then you can play with that as well.
Okay. Good.
Good, but in general, cool stuff, guys. Yeah. So.
Cool. Like let's try to see if there are a couple of questions also. One from Sebastian. If he asks you if you're using the self-hosted or you're using the SAP Cloud Platform Extension Factory Kyma Runtime, that's the official name of the managed offered solutions. Are you guys using the self-hosted or are you guys using the managed offering?
Yeah, that's I think Mark also answered. Yeah, that's essentially self-hosted. What we did in the past when this C4 HANA cockpit was available, we provisioned in the beginning Kyma through that on the Azure. But yeah, now since it's like deprecated, we essentially self-hosted that, and we also got some insight like from Marco and from Jamie about this managed offering. So I guess this is the next thing we will definitely want to look into and yeah, see how it might fit also our customers essentially.
Cool.
But at the moment, it's self-hosted.
For development, we have this the most optimal solution for us, and it's living on this AWS server and connected to our systems. But for production, then we will cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess.
Cool. I'm looking at the time. We only have 20 minutes. PB, is that enough for you to present the K3S, or should?
Yeah.
Okay. So then let's try to present it, and then if there are any questions, we can bring it up at the end. Okay. Thank you, guys. It was really, really nice to see, and I think for the team also was very good to see how some of our clients are struggling, or who are using Kyma is struggling. So I'm pretty sure that we will reach to you offline, and we will give you the full solutions, or as the one that are coming on the pipeline to optimize your implementation. Thank you for coming in, and let's see if there are questions at the end. We can address them. PB?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm probably already sharing.
Yes,
if you can confirm, that would be great. So just wanted to show you some repository I created actually last week, and to play around with our POC with local installation of Kyma cluster on K3S cluster. So this is simple repository that actually contains one script, one chart, and so the essential script is Kyma K3D SH. Disclaimer: it works right now only on macOS, so it's not supported by other platforms, on other platforms, but this is just experimental. But I encourage you to play around with that and give some feedback, and we are still working on that, and we will add other features here. But what it does, so in short, you need kubectl, Helm3, and K3D. K3D is the Docker wrapper around K3S cluster. K3S is analogy to K8S, so it's Kubernetes, but 5 letters less. So it's just slimmed down Kubernetes, which offers only essential APIs. So all the deprecated stuff is removed. Some components are replaced by more lightweight. For example, etcd is replaced by SQLite and other things. So it's really fast thing. And how you can do that? You can run just Kyma k3d sh command in this repository, and it starts this K3s cluster and installs Kyma components. You have here on the screen the quick version of that, so you do not wait all the time that what is doing. The installer is installing Istio first, then all other components are running in parallel. 21 charts that are included in this installer are installed in parallel. You can see here on that flow that is taking some time, so it's about 2.5 minutes on my MacBook to install Istio and K3s cluster, and another 2.5 minutes actually to get all other components running. I will not show you live it. At the end, you get the URL and password to the Kyma console, and you see on that case it took about 5 minutes. I did it just before my presentation today, so I will switch to my console, and you see that I started that just 15 minutes before this call. To not waste your time, I will find the beginning. Yeah, so this is this Kyma K3d cluster, and you see all this installation on my machine. Actually, it took to get Istio almost 3 minutes, and then entire installation, I will scroll down to the bottom. It took 6 minutes and 30 seconds because I was in other conference call, and Zoom took some of the power of my CPU. So without that, it takes a little bit less. What you get, yeah. So what you get is the URL to console local Kyma Pro, and if you go to that URL, I will go there. If you go to that URL and you provide the password that is listed here, you will get just you will get the access to the cluster, and it's running in your local machine in Docker. You see additional namespace with Cert Manager, so this installation also is issuing certificates. You see I have trusted certificate here, so the lock is closed. It's okay, and I can play around with, for example, serverless functions. So let me create one to prove that this stuff works really. Create function, second hand function. That's bad, but yeah. The function is building. Let's wait a few seconds more, and in that time, I will show you that my Docker is configured, and right now build of function is executed. So 4 CPU is consumed, but then you can see the memory consumption of entire Kyma cluster is about 4 gigabytes, and for CPU in the load. When the building is finished, the load should calm down, and I should have about 100 CPU consumed. Let me show you the resources. So I assign 4 CPU and 8 gigabyte for Docker to run that thing. And yeah, I think that the build is finished, and also it's deployed. I can directly go to API rules and expose that service. Secondhand, whatever, test, create, and if I run test, not yet. Yeah, hello world is already here. So you see, I added new, I exposed that test in secure way. I didn't change anything in my etc hosts. It's also covered by this local installation, so you do not need to take care of anything inside your change anything except adding this certificate to your trusted keychain. The script is maybe I will show you what it does. So it's setting couple of environment variables. You have local Kyma Pro, which is the domain, and this local Kyma Pro points to 127.0.0.1, so it's local host, and your cluster actually is running on the local host. So when you create the cluster here on this line, you publish 443 port and 8080 and 80 port on local machine, and this is the command to create that cluster. The cluster starts up in about 10 seconds, so that's the time, and then it goes to create all the namespaces required by Kyma, installs Kyma cluster essentials. So these are mostly custom resources that we define, and Istio. You see these ampersand signs at the end, so these commands are executed in the background, so we can do that in parallel. And then we have one command for waiting for the Istio. So Istio is installed it depends on the power of your machine, from 2 to 3 minutes. And then you have installation of all the charts we have in the resources folder of Kyma, every of them in parallel. So we have 21 jobs in the end that are running in parallel. And then I'm waiting just for these jobs to be finished before I display the console URL in the command line. So that's so average time is it depends, of course, of load of your machine as assigned resources, but I was able even once to run it below 5 minutes. But yeah, we are aiming to simplify some components, have them faster. Right now, or a Hydra stack and application connector takes most of the time. So this is the longest installing components. So you can actually start already developing without waiting for them. So if you want just to have serverless, probably you can start even in 3 minutes from start. Yeah. So and yeah, you can have this script. Yeah. So if you do not want to have anything related to service catalog, you are free to just comment it out. And this is the way how I did, for example, with Helm Broker here. Yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, questions maybe.
Well, maybe we should establish, because one of the questions from John is already if we recommend this instead of using Minikube. I think this is still a POC, right? As you see, we have comments now, but it was a proof of concept to see if it works, and if it maybe you can answer that question, if this is the official way of installing this locally.
Yeah, so actually it's not recommended yet, because this is just POC, but we will continue with that. So as I said at the beginning, we will add support for that in the Kyma CLI. We want to do that, and there is already my colleague working on that, Cyan, and we will have also some CI tests for that to prove that the stability. And then we will also compare with times and resources with Minikube, and then we will pick something probably. So I expect that maybe Minikube will be not our main way to install locally in the end. But yeah, this is the early stage. That's why it's not replaced yet. What are the main problems making this work on Ubuntu? The main problem is nobody tried it, so I do not have Ubuntu. And if you want to try, feel free. Probably on Linux, I do not expect too much problems. Should be rather straightforward. Yeah, there is no big magic in the script. Yeah, maybe there is a set, but this is maybe Docker inspect here. So I'm here using local Docker registry. So this is another thing that I added to this POC. When maybe I will come back to that. So this is not only Kyma server, the cluster. I also have a Docker registry running on my local host, and this Docker registry is configured with this Kubernetes cluster, and this Kubernetes cluster can use images from that registry. Why? Because for local development, I do not want to push my images to Docker Hub or to GCR, whatever. I want to push them locally and then use them directly in my cluster. So to have it here. In the future, I want also to test air gap solution. So the way that we can use that I can have all Kyma required images in this registry. So when I start the cluster, it doesn't fetch a gigabyte of images from the internet. It has it all locally. So then I expect I can also increase a little bit, decrease a little bit the installation time. So that's the thing. Yeah, from the Ubuntu point of view, maybe this Docker inspect maybe will be different. So different thing will be created here, but I do not know. So we need someone to try and.
I have it, so Ubuntu, so I can try it. I see that this certificate or keychain part.
Yeah. This part definitely will not work in Ubuntu. So
I could.
But you can find easily the command to trust the certificate on Linux. Yeah. So
this, I see that you have where this Kyma CRT is. So I guess if I want to try to my own domain, I have to basically.
If you want to try your own domain, it's why I did that. Yeah. So this local Kyma Pro points to 127.0.0.1, so localhost. Yeah. You can do that with your own domain, and I added something which is called ingress DNS. I will show you ingress DNS cert. So this is the chart where I added certificate request actually, and there is a self-issuer, and I request this issuer from Cert Manager, and this installation is using Cert Manager. So if you use your own domain, you can have certificate for that, and you need to just add Istio Ingress Gateway to your DNS, and that's it. Yeah, so you can also use that in this way. So you are free to change it. Yeah, so I provided this local Kyma Pro that already points to to your local host, so you can have this wildcard DNS. So then you do not need to modify etc hosts. That's the only thing. But yeah, the Cert Manager is also here. So if you want, you can change issuer to Let's Encrypt, and you can have even signed certificate with your own domain if you want. Yeah. So
cool.
But yeah, this is not covered yet by this. So on K3S, I focused mainly on the local development. So that's the thing. Another question?
Do we see any improvements in the running on your machine? We saw Pavels struggling running the instance on their computer. So yeah, installation is faster, but what about after installation? While it runs, does it have any positive?
Yeah, so I can show the HyperKit when you do something is about 100% to 400% of CPU. It depends. Sometimes it's doing something. I'm still investigating what's happening. So which component in idle state is generating some load. I've seen that we have some certificates changes, refreshing, whatever jobs. I'm just hunting down these jobs that are causing some load. But you can see that already from the dashboard that not this one. This one is really nice. and that it's 4 gigabyte and yeah, about 1 CPU, and I'm still able to do something on that computer. I am able to join Zoom meeting and yeah, and build even some Lambda, so it's not so bad, and yeah, my fan of my MacBook is not working on the highest spin yet.
How many cores do you have now on your MacBook? So how many like CPUs you have?
So it's 8 CPU, yeah. So it's MacBook, yeah, it's a 2 years old MacBook Pro, yeah. So.
Oh, looks promising. We already seen your notification that you have a new meeting in 2 minutes. So, and we are getting close to the end of the meetup. I just wanted to ask if there are any other questions, maybe for Pavel and Pavels, as they are our guests. Maybe there are some missing questions, but we are waiting for them in the chat. If nobody has, then I'll take the opportunity to. Yeah. Sorry.
So Pavel and Paul, yeah, please stay in contact on our Kyma chat Slack channel, yeah, so we can talk, yeah, especially with you should be also paired with Piotr Bochynski to proceed with these credentials. Yeah.
I think both of us actually on the Slack community.
Yeah,
so
I already have had some questions resolved by you, so so it's seems to be working. So we will continue stay on Slack and.
Oh, we're glad to hear this. That's our main support. You know, no commitment. You know, best efforts type of support. We do have support guaranteed, but for the managed version, yeah, for sure.
But just in case, I also share my email in chat. So if can easily reach us, mine and Paul's basically. But we are also on the Slack channel as mentioned.
I will add all the links also to the Kyma community meetup document. So you know also PB from your side where people can contribute and also maybe help out with Paul if you want to help out with Ubuntu. You know, I think. We will be more than happy to take that. It's still a POC.
Pull request I'll welcome. Yeah, so
yeah, exactly.
I yeah, so it's my favorite project right now. So if you do the pull request, I will review it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah.
Cool. And next time running on Raspberry Pis, right, PV?
Yeah, but yeah, we need to compile Istio on ARM. Yeah, so it's not so easy.
Should not be so hard. Should not be so hard. If this runs on Raspberry Pi, then I think everyone can run it on their laptops. Cool. Then I think that's it. Thank you guys very much for participating. Presenting your work, I think was amazing, was really appreciated, and also was insightful for us to see, you know, what are some of the challenges. Come back on Slack and we will try to continue to support you there. PB was very nice to see this running. We all hope to see this faster running on our laptops, and hopefully we'll make it to the main CLI or as an official. Well, for now, it's something that everyone can try on their laptops. So yeah, with this in mind, see you in 2 weeks, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.